Hello, a very good afternoon to everyone out there. I am here again. This is Christina Teng from the Golden Era Body Mind Soul magazine. A very good afternoon, a very beautiful and amazing Saturday. For me over here, I stay around KL. The weather has been beautiful, even though it's not sunshine, but it's just a nice weather for a Saturday. And I would like to know from the viewers, from the crowd, how is everyone? That's my regular. My first thing is to also check with you. How are you today? How is your Saturday? So share with me, how is your Saturday? Good, 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 or better, And I believe, with the announcement last week, a lot of us are now back to work. Yeah, back to the norm. But is it a new norm? Share with us, share with me, how has your week been? And how was your working week if you are working with us? And if you are Saturday, some of us have to work as well. So we are also looking forward to see new things, to hear from every one of us here, to share with me where you from, how's your day. I'm waiting for more people, to also join us before I bring out our speaker, our special guest today. Okay, I have some coming in, so I'm waiting for more. So while I'm waiting, let me just show you something. Today, we're going to talk about vulnerability of a man. Yes, it is. It is also marked the very first time, I am actually having a male speaker, a male guest with us at Body Mind Soul magazine. So I'm getting very excited, as you can see. Yeah, I because of what have going on with the Earth, with the planet, I get to experience a lot of things very new to me. I was just sharing with my friends yesterday. I get to, I used to be working in event industry, and because of what had happened, I don't think any events is allowed to run anytime soon. And so we are being put on a phase where we still need to do something. For Body Mind Soul magazine, we still want to support, we still want to spread positivity, we still want to talk about good things, we still want to find way to serve our community as well, to share as much as we can. Like what I shared yesterday during the teaser, Body Mind Soul started off in 2014 as a magazine publication with one mission and one vision. We wanted to spread positivity. We wanted to encourage, we hope to encourage, holistic, positive lifestyle in everyone. We wish that we can bring happiness, peace, love, joy into everyone's hearts. So that's how gotten the whole team started off with Body Mind Soul magazine. And then in 2017, that's where I come in as well to join the big family. We organize Body Mind Soul Carnival, where we bring magazine alive to on ground, to also allow people to have human touch directly, physical, face to face. So this is what we have been doing. And because of what's going on in 2020, here I am speaking online as if it's another TV show, kind of like a TV show. Nothing crossed my mind that I'll be doing something like that, talking with all of you here, engaging with everyone that is watching. So this is something new for me as well. So I've been enjoying myself, and it has been a very amazing Saturday for me and my team. My team are now, the whole Golden Era team is now working as well at the same time as we talk. Why? Because we are preparing something amazing later, beside having today with our special guest, Mr. Chong Beng Kwan, to talk with us about vulnerability of a man. We are having a workshop that is under magazine in-house workshop, that by none other than our famous, beautiful, certified, as well as the lead trainer of the Golden Space, Stacey Lee. Yeah, she will be bringing us to emerge from the storm at 3 to 5 p.m. later. And it's not too late for anyone who is watching now. You just need to scan and register the QR code from here, and then you will understand, and we will guide you how you can get your seats. All you need to do is just buy the digital copy of our magazine, of the latest volume, and you can actually earn yourself a seat to actually join our famous Stacey Lee for her workshop, Emerging from the Storm. So this is what we have been doing from Body Mind Soul magazine. Yeah. So every magazine actually do come with a workshop that is worth 180 ringgit. So now let me go back to the slide of vulnerability of a man. So I've been telling my program team, for them to come up with such a title, vulnerability, is always been a word that is so difficult for me to pronounce. So pardon me if you hear me twist my tongue or what, when I said about the word vulnerability. I have no issue saying about vulnerable. But when I have to pronounce vulnerability, somehow my tongue will twist. So just bear with me if that happen in a bit. I better, a disclaimer first. So today we are very, it's very beautiful for me in conjunction of Father's Day. We are here to actually have and invite the very first male speaker, the very first man speaker on this on this Body Mind Soul live talk. And we have been doing the live talk since May to support and to also share and to create this platform of exchanging. How can we exchange? By having you to actually comment and engage with us. So let me just pull out some comments before I actually invite our guests. I have Lao Say looking forward. I have Trisha Ang telling me very productive. Thank you, Trisha. Awesome, Christina. And yeah, Vivian was like vulnerability. Yes. Yes. Very excited to hear a man's perspective and being so open-minded. Yeah. So what are we here to do is, for this talk, we really hope to listen from a man's perspective. In May, we started off with the voice of women. Is also to honor women as well. So this month in June, we all know it's actually Father's Day as well. And as I was talking and sharing with Mr. Chong, Chong Bing Guan over here, he is actually a certified practitioner of the Golden Space Malaysia. So when we talk about, Chong, let's do something together for in conjunction of Father's Day, and the first thing he said, what Father's Day mean to me? Mother's Day, I have to pay for Mother's Day celebration. Father's Day, my family celebrate with me, but also I have to pay for the celebration as well. And this is how it also gives us a different perspective as well. So without further ado, I already have crowd asking me, where is the man? CBK, yeah, Michael is asking where is the man. So without further ado, let me welcome everyone. Yeah, welcome with every one of us here. Let's put a round of applause. Even though you're at home, you can still clap. And to also welcome with me, our none other than our in-house practitioner from the Golden Space Malaysia, Mr. Chong Bing Guan. Let me pull him out. Hi, Chong.
Hi, everyone.
How are you?
I'm great. Feeling good.
Oh,
Awesome. On such a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Thank you for the introduction.
Beautiful. So Chong, I have someone here, Michael, who actually feel you. I totally understand the paying part.
He feels me.
Yeah, remember when we were discussing, about in conjunction of Father's Day, we want to do a talk about men, vulnerability of a man, right?
Yes.
And then I said about Father's Day, celebration. I was like asking you, how was it for you to celebrate? And you were sharing with us, things like, Mother's Day celebration I pay, Father's Day celebration also I pay. So that really struck me. That seriously struck me. Like, wow. So this is something that we never really thought about it. So Chong, here we are to actually discuss about vulnerability of a man. So what's your say? Give us a little bit of your background. Yeah, what are you doing, and how long you have been with the Golden Space, and etc. etc.
Sure. Before that, let me correct the story. Because my family is watching this, so I better correct the story. On Mother's Day, my son paid for the meal. It's on the birthdays. Like it's like on everybody's birthday I have to pay, and then on my birthday also I have to pay. The sort of thing. No, but I was just kidding. Yeah, I was just kidding.
Nice.
But it goes to show that women sometimes we are in charge of the bill most of the time. Okay. Anyway, to answer your question, right?
Yeah.
What I do and how long I've been doing what I've been doing. Well,
Yes.
I'm by day, as I always say, by day, I'm a finance guy.
Oh wow.
I have a regular job. So
Yes.
my practicing, what I do at Golden Space is I do it on the weekends and whenever I can.
Mm.
and I've been a practitioner for this is my fourth year
Mm.
at the Golden Space, and I've been doing this because I find that I want to share. I want to share my life and my what I've gone through in my life with other
Mm-hmm.
people, so that hopefully people can uh, learn, or rather see what I've experienced, and perhaps get something from that. Because I've always believed that it is useful to see what other people have gone through in life, so that perhaps we can pick up something from there for our own, shall I say, journey.
Beautiful.
And as far as being an editor of Body Mind Soul magazine, I've been doing it since the magazine was first published, and it's been a great journey as well. Uh, Being the first English language Malaysian body holistic lifestyle magazine,
Yes,
it's
yes.
been a great yeah, it's been a great privilege and honor, to be part of the growth of the magazine, and to
Mm.
be doing this, with great people, and people that who are really fun, and a great group to work with, really. So it's been a wonderful and very loving journey.
Thank you, thank you. And you know what? It's also very good to actually have you with us. A lot of times when we talk about body, mind, soul, right? The stereotype that we get is always is something that women will need. It's not something that men will need. You get what I mean? I mean that's kind of it's like a stereotype. I would say it's like a social, community kind of perspective that kind of built towards it, and it also brings us back, to today's topic where
Mhm.
vulnerability of a man.
Mhm.
Exactly, when we say being vulnerable, that word of vulnerable a lot of time associated with women, right? A lot of time it associated with women. But I really want to hear from you, Chong, being a practitioner or someone who has been on this journey to truly understand self, right? When we speak about spirituality, a lot of times it has a lot to do with understanding ourself better. And that's, to me, that's what spirituality is, right? And, Chong, your perspective as well, is it true that being vulnerable is a sign of weakness? But before you share your view, I also want to throw this question to the crowd, because Christina always loves to see engagement, and I always love to see our viewers comment and our viewers view as well, because we value your view, and that's why we Body Mind Soul do this live talk on weekly, right, together with the Golden Space, right? So, dear viewers, all of you there, please type down and share with us what is your view of men, and if they being vulnerable or show a sense of vulnerability. What is your view? Is this true is weakness, or it is actually strength? So please continue to type and share with us how you feel about this. And Chong, what's your perspective? Is it true that being vulnerable is actually a sign of weakness, or is a sign of strength and courage?
This word, what's the word again? Vulner. I'm also having a problem of pronouncing that word. Thank you.
Vulnerable.
All right. Okay. Vulnerable. Let
Yeah.
me just define it a bit, as what I understand from it. Now, vulnerability, or being vulnerable, is like being exposed to either threat, harm, or injury, whether either physically or emotionally. Let's start with that first.
Mm,
Now, nowadays, we have more peaceful days. We are not like in those caveman or tribal days where tribes fight each other, and the men have to like hold the spear and defend the tribe. Huh?
mm,
Nowadays, we are in a more peaceful world. So I will leave the physical harm out. Yeah. So today, I'll just confine myself to speaking about the emotional threats, or the possibility of emotional harm coming to us, or emotional attacks coming to us. So I'll restrict myself to that discussion. And as far as emotional vulnerability goes, it is like we wanting, and I'm speaking from a man's perspective, from my perspective as a guy. as a man, it is like wanting to defend, no, ourselves, our emotions from harm or from being attacked or from being hurt.
Mm. Interesting perspective.
Ah. And from there, but the question is asked myself, when I understood what vulnerability actually meant, ask myself, but actually, what's there to defend? What's there to defend really?
True.
Is it is it is my emotion so fragile that I need to defend it like I defend, my family or my body? Does it kill me that
Mm-hmm.
if I don't defend my emotions? So coming from that angle, I was thinking that what if, you know, I make strong those weaker emotions of mine.
Wow. What
It is,
if you make
yeah,
strong?
yeah, yeah. Because in order to defend something, it must be weak for you to defend it, right?
Yeah, it's like you're
Yeah,
trying to
coming from
protect
there,
a
yeah,
part of you. You're trying
yeah,
to protect a part of you not to be seen.
yeah. That is weak, that I consider as weak or not to be seen, as you say, or wants to be
Yeah.
hidden.
Yeah.
So what if instead of leaving it weak, why don't I make it strong? You know,
True to that. True to that.
and in order to do that, and I have to like work with those emotions, work with those,
Beautiful.
build it up, no, no,
Beautiful.
muscle it up in order to
Beautiful.
bring,
You know what, Chong? We hold it there. We hold it there. I believe you have more tips to share with us, but I just want to pull out some comments that is from
yeah,
our
sure,
crowd. It's
sure.
very beautiful to actually see a lot of comments. Sean is saying hello to Chong and
Hi,
Christina. And
Sean.
remember, I throw out a question to the audience. What is your view when it comes to viewing about being vulnerable? Is it a sign of weakness or a sign of strength? So I have Trisha sharing it's a strength. Michael sharing is actually strength and courage. Sean is sharing it's authentic, the original recipe. And we have Alicia sharing it's a strength. And Trisha also say it's the sign of truthful. Alicia is, I think, it's when we were joking about vulnerable, and two of us cannot really pronounce that word. We have Evelyn is saying being vulnerable equals to being naked. Being bare, being real, right? We also have Vivian sharing only truly strong and courageous men will show vulnerability. And we have Michael also shared again, very truthful explanation. What is there to defend? And you know what? I have one very interesting comment from Brian. He's one of our Body Mind Soul Talk follower. And Brian, a very good afternoon to you and welcome joining us. Thank you very much for supporting, and do stay tuned with us because we have a lots of plugs coming up. Brian is sharing, I think it's the nature of human being, neither woman or man. It is only men being taught to be strong all times for generation. So this is also what I would really want to explore with all the viewers and together with you, Chong. In general perspective, like what our caption says about this talk, a man shall not cry. A man shall not shed the tears, right? A man shall be strong and tough. And I want to ask all the viewers here, do you agree or you disagree? And if you disagree, what is it that you disagree? And if you agree, share with us, what is it that you agree, right? Is it true? A man shall not cry. Chong, when we come to, as much as I dwell into this, dive into this Body, Mind, Soul magazine together with the team, right? I truly understand that a lot of times we have to express our emotions, correct? We have to find that safe space for us to express our emotion. And we encourage women, right, to express our emotion. But in another way, we kind of like asking men not to cry. It kind of like give me, a pause to think, is that what has been going on in generations to generations? Men has been suppressing their true feelings and they have refrained themselves to actually express their true and expressing our emotions is not just limited to express our negative emotion. It can also, because of this habitual habit, it also will refrain men to truly express themselves when they are happy. Do you agree with me, Chong, on this?
Yes, I would agree. Generally, I would agree. And if we look back to our history, the history of the roles of men and women, I suppose what happened was that men being physically stronger, more muscular, and so forth. Of course, we were given the role of as a protector, of the tribe, as a protector of the family, and that would be very natural, and that's fine. No, but like I said just now, no, we aren't in those ages anymore. We aren't in those fighting and warring ages anymore, and and evolution would expect us, our natural evolution expect us to adapt to the new circumstances, the new environment, where
Mm.
yeah, where there's more emotional rather than physical. There's more emotional quality to our human interaction rather than the physical and being aggressive and all that stuff. So we should society as a whole should actually look review or relook at the roles of men and women and how we interact with each other and how we engage with each other, because right now it is like, as you say, we still have this very stereotyped roles of how a boy and a girl should be. Girls should play dolls, and boys should play toy soldiers, or play play violent computer games and whatnot. Because boys in general have been taught to be more, shall I say, aggressive.
Mm.
Well, in preparation for his future role as a man, I suppose. In the past. But I think now we should have more sensitization kind of training of the boys, that they must also look within themselves, be more,
Understand their true feelings, right?
yeah, understand the true feelings and to express themselves more, as express their feelings more, I would say,
Mm.
as boys. And I go back to what they're doing in the Nordic countries, in the Scandinavian countries, where I hear that children in a primary school, they are not taught the ABCs first. It
Mm.
is not a brain-based, it is not mind-based learning. It is not a logic-based learning, but it's a heart-based learning, where they are taught to feel, learn about feelings, and learn about expression, about verbalizing their feelings, and
Awesome.
stuff like that. So that, I believe, is the right way to go, in this modern society. So coming back to your question about whether boys and men should express ourselves, I strongly believe that we should, and it's about time that society gets into teaching our children differently than we used to, because the world has changed.
Beautiful, beautiful. Definitely, the world has changed, and Chong, I just want as you were speaking, right? I just want to share a little bit of what the viewers has also commented over here. Jivan, say hi to you.
Hi,
Yeah,
Jivan. Hi. Nice
yes.
to hear from you again.
And Alicia put a Mandarin comment over here. It says "男人哭吧哭吧不是罪." It's actually a lyrics. It just says
Yeah.
that men do cry. It's not a crime, right?
Yeah.
And Jivan is here also sharing with us. Not easy for men to cry in front of anyone. I hardly see my dad cry so far. Only saw him crying once. That really broke my heart. I don't know how to react to. So, Jivan, your question, we will get back to you. It's not a question, but it's a good sharing. Sometimes we really do not know how to react. When our mothers cry, we know we can hug her, pet her. But when our father cry, it's like it just shook your world, because you're like, my dad will never cry, and now he's crying in front of me. What shall I do? How should I do? What can I do, right, to calm him down? But before we go there, I also want to ask the crowd as well, share with us how is your situation. I really hope today we actually can attract a lot of men to also participate with us and engage with us, share with us your comment. I believe, as you sharing, Chong, and it's beautiful to see that the world start to change, and there are countries starting to teach the kids, irregardless of the gender, they start to teach the kids that, acknowledge and learn your true feelings first, and that will actually build a heart-based living. And this is truly the vision of Body Mind Soul magazine. We wanted to inspire a heart-based living through our articles and through all the talks that we are sharing about here. But Chong, I'm sure you have come from the other side of the world to be what you are now and to be able to share what you have just shared. So what actually have brought you? How was you in the past? I'm curious. If you can share.
4-letter word. Jerk.
What?
I was a jerk.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm a softer jerk now, but oh, okay. No, I wasn't proud of myself. Okay, I mean how I used to be, how I used to be.
How you used to be? Is it very hardened? Very,
Yes. I was a very hard person. I was a very angry young man,
Mm-hmm.
and I had that anger for a lot of years, and somebody even called me a heart of stone.
Wow.
Hati batu
Mm.
in Malay. So looking back, it's not. I used to be proud of that actually, strangely, but of course not today. And what led me to this other side of the river, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
is uh, I would say started with meditation. Started with meditation. Um, Now, this is a story I've shared with a lot of people. Yeah. Anyway, it started at my job. I used to work in a company in finance as well. And we were going through a financial crisis because it was a global crisis actually. It was in 1997. uh, And I was doing a cash flow and all that. So I was under a lot of stress,
Mm-hmm.
deep, heavy stress. And I was a different person in those days, definitely. Like I said, a lot of anger, and I
Yeah.
used to, just shout out things and things like. So one day, anyway, my boss came to me. He asked me to go for a course, and he gave me a book to read. And he says, if you don't go for the course, don't come back to work.
Wow.
Okay. And he gave me the book to read. I'll talk about what happened after this line, because the book I had to go for the course, yeah. And it wasn't just a course. Actually, they actually was supposed to be a management development course, but actually, it bordered on other things like meditation and all that. But they call it creative visualization, yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, at the point, when I went through the exercise, something came over me, and I was quite taken in by that exercise, the creative visualization, so I asked people around, they talk about meditation. What's meditation? Because that was the first time I ever heard of that. I heard the word meditation in my life.
Mm.
And somebody told me, and one thing led to another. So anyway, I was, cut a long story short, I found myself a meditation place, and I meditated, and so on and so forth. At the same time, I read the book. Yeah, I read the book. Because it was a very incredible book. It was incredible, Conversations with God, and I read the book in one sitting, and my life changed ever since then. The meditation
Beautiful.
and the book. And to this day, I must say that my boss then, his name is Benjamin. I call him my angel, because
Beautiful.
he
He has
he
changed.
he made
He
a
has
difference.
literally changed your life and changed your character and make you
Yeah,
a better person to who you are now, right? That's such a beautiful sharing that you have shared.
yeah. And
Beautiful.
thank you, because I like to say that, sometimes, things happen very unexpectedly. You know,
So your ex-boss is Benjamin, is it?
yeah, his name is
So
Benjamin.
Benjamin, thank you very much for bringing Chong, and now he's here speaking live with us at Body Mind Soul Talk, teaching about meditation, talking about being balanced, talking about vulnerability of a man together with me over here. So I would like to really encourage, more questions to throw to us. If you have any question from the crowd, anything that you want to ask Chong, please do ask Chong, and please do ask us, and please It's time to really bring all your questions to the surface so that we can truly discuss it together. Today, I feel the way we are presenting this talk is slightly different. It's truly just talk. We do not really have any presentation or whatsoever. We just want to really engage with the crowd and really go deeper about this vulnerability of a man. And Chong, speaking of all those things, it's such a beautiful thing. And I also want to tap on what Jivan shared with us just now. Like, he hardly see his dad cry, right, in the earlier time, right? And he only saw his dad crying once, and that broke his heart, right? And I do not know. And he said he doesn't know how to react. And I just want to share a little bit with all the crowd and also to you as well, Chong. My father is a traditional Chinese man. And we all know Chinese men they show their love through their action. My father loved us, and that one we truly know, right? Because he showed it through his action, right? And it was only until recently, because of the MCO, and we were all at home, and that was the first time I actually felt and see my father open up his heart and his mind to actually express his love through words, physically, to us as kids. And even me being at my age has never been a secret. I'm nearly 40 now, 37 to be exact. For the very first time, right, to experience my father expression of love through words and with his open heart and mind, that literally, bring us closer, actually. It brings us closer, and it allows, and I feel that after that expression of love, and after seeing him, express it with true tears in his eyes, and it kind of like softened him a little bit, and it kind of like bring us closer as a family. That kind of connection has never been done before. It's not that he never spent time with us. He do spend time with us, and he do bring us out. We do have our family outings and stuff like that. Of course, with MCO, we are spending time at home anyway, right? But the connection somehow has shifted. The connection somehow has shifted. And I believe he was actually at that point of time, now when I start to think back, right, when I start to look back, that point of time, he was truly showing his vulnerability he's vulnerable in front of us. He was expressing his concern at his age, and he was expressing his love, his care for the family, and all these years, what he has been doing. He was basically sharing with us his experience, his responsibilities as the man of the home, as the what do you call that, the breadwinner. And he has been a protector, has been providing us. I mean, my friends that is watching now, I've been very blessed to have my parents, right? So I just want to ask you, from my perspective, when seeing my dad showing that expressing himself nakedly in front of us, it actually brings us closer in a family. So, do you do that with your family, or would you encourage more men to actually openly express themselves?
Please do. Friends, guys, my brothers, please do. What is happening is we are living in a society, in a world at this time, 21st century, 2020, that has this expectation, that still has this expectation, which need not be. And things will change, and things are changing. That's why today we've read 2 stories of fathers crying, and it's perfectly fine, because I do too, and I'm proud of it. And we, brothers, we should cry a little bit more, because we've got all these things bottled up inside. Let's face it, why are we doing this? It's because we have to carry out an expectation and role that somebody imposed on us. Were we born like that? Did we have a choice when we came out to say, hey, no, you must protect your sisters and the women in the home, in the family? It's fine, we can protect.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean you have to be hard inside to protect.
And we are born naturally with the ability to cry.
Of course.
right?
We are
Right.
human. We are no different.
Yes.
A guy is not just all male energy and all yang and all that. No, if we are, no, we'll be a monster. We won't be this. We'll be monsters already.
True.
We
True to
do
that.
have,
To
we
that.
have feminine, female energy inside us as well. And now, for those of us who have not heard this, do you know that the most delicate part of your body is all female energy?
What do you mean by that?
Well, what's a man's most delicate part, right? You know what I'm saying? And then let me say this to put it the other way. For a woman, do you know that your what do you call it? Your ovum, is it? The female egg
Mm-hmm.
is yang energy. It is not yin
Wow.
energy, it is yang energy. So
Wow.
so the opposite of,
Yin
you know,
and yang.
yeah,
Yes.
the man's most delicate part. The man's most delicate part is actually yin energy. It's
Wow.
not yang energy.
That's beautiful. So Chong, I
Yeah.
believe you have a lot to talk about yin and yang, and we will go there later. But at this point of time, I have very interesting questions that's coming out. Alicia is asking, I think as you were sharing just that, and you changed. How if men doesn't read the book or any spiritual book? What's your advice?
Well, it's not just one book, or that
I'm
was
sure
my experience. Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
something that you will turn
Yeah.
over a night, right?
Yeah, I know. I would say that what meditation has helped me was it helped me look inside myself. Yeah, to go within myself and look what's inside. And having sensitization training as well as a vulnerability training, I would say, in the golden space, and in what I do, has taught me to look at the more sensitive parts of myself, which I've denied to myself as
Mm,
a man. Not because I wanted to, it's because of the role and expectation that society, I wouldn't say even my family, because outside of that is society itself. Yeah,
yes.
the entire human race, the entire
Yes.
whole of humanity,
Yes.
that expected this from me. Now, but I can modify this. I don't have to play by those rules. I can still play my role as a protector, provider, without denying myself of my emotions.
I believe it's also
Yeah.
people around those men, or whether it's our brother, whether it's our father, whether it's our spouse, our partners. It's also for us, for ladies out there, if you can hold that space to just encourage your men or your father, your brother, to actually be able to express themselves, and slowly they will be able to do that, because with your piece of encouragement. And say, being said that, Chong, I have another interesting question from Evelyn. What are some of the ways that a woman can support a man towards tapping deeper into his, I think, into his emotional side? So Chong, as a coming from a man perspective, you as a father, you are a father, right? You as a
Yeah,
husband,
I've been
you
thinking.
as a brother, you as a colleague of your company, how can we women, help or assist or encourage men to actually go deeper, tap into their emotion state without hurting or without offending the man per se?
I would start by coming from this angle. You know, I, as a man, I must realize I cannot do this alone. I can't.
Mm,
Again, which rule book says that I need to do this on my own?
true. We
That's,
human is
that's
never really a
yeah,
alone being, right?
yeah, precisely. You see, and life itself. Again, the yin and yang thing. Life itself has imposed upon us to actually seek partnerships, seek relationships, in order to have not to do this on our own, because we do need the support of someone else, that to rise ourselves up, to raise ourselves up, in every way, whether physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. Yeah. Now it's just like a trapeze. No, if for those of you who remember circuses, if you go to circus and see all these trapeze artists, you know You know, they swing, and then they catch each other while they're
Yeah,
swinging, and
yeah,
falling, going through the air.
yeah.
Now, this is where, authenticity, our authenticity, our genuine expression of feelings come in.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of trust, in that kind of those trapeze artists, when they
True,
swing.
true.
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
they have
trust
to
involved in
trust their
that.
partners. They have to
Yeah,
trust their partners.
precisely. And if you don't know your partner, if your partner hides from you, if your partner is not authentic, how are you going to be partners? How are you going to support each other, right? So where I'm coming from is, now for me, in my relationship with my wife, for example, I will be authentic.
Hmm.
I will be authentic. I will express myself, as how I feel. And even if I'm upset, I'll tell her, you know, if I'm sorry, I'll tell her. No, if I'm wrong, I'll tell her. If I'm right, I'll tell her. But it is coming from me, you know. It's how I feel at the moment. I may not be right, but that is not the point. The point is we must understand each other and be real and honest with each other, with each other's feelings. And I hope the same to come from her, that she be honest and authentic with me as well.
And,
So
and,
that we
and,
can, we
and
can
Chong,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Chong, I
yeah,
sorry, I interrupt here a little bit.
yeah,
You
sure.
just speak a very very good important point that I just wish to highlight and reiterate to our viewers here.
Mhm.
Sometimes when a couple is in argument or in discussion, there are a lot of times that you
Yeah,
should, and I should, you should, that all the should, could, will
yeah,
always shout out. And you just highlighted something very important. It's not about right and wrong. It is about allowing each other to express their truest feelings, whether
correct.
you are women, whether you are men. So, ladies and gentlemen, and all the viewers of Body Mind Soul Live Talk Together with the Golden Space, we are not here to condemn neither of the gender. We are not here to correct anyone, but we are here to create this space of discussion for allowing us to understand each other better, right? Sometimes we just needed that space. And a lot of times we wanted to correct a person. And this is not what Chong is trying to say over here. We are not here to correct a person. We are here to actually support and encourage and allowing your man or your father, your brother to truly express themselves, giving them a
The
safe
space.
space to actually allow and encourage them that they can be who they truly want to be or who they truly wish to be. Is that correct, Chong?
Yes. I go back to partnerships. The partners must trust each other. And in order to trust each other, we must be honest with each other. And this is where, being real and raw. I wouldn't say raw as in terms of, just raw. I know, like spitting out anger, and not kind of raw, but just be
Yeah.
real and authentic with our feelings. And we must both be prepared to set, as you say, to create that safe space, you know, in that interaction. Now,
Mm,
without the safe space, without the understanding that these are the ground rules, for doing this, is not to hit at each other. It's not to start a quarrel. No, nothing like that. We must create a space and understanding within the family, or the relationship, for this for this expression of honesty and authenticity to happen. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
So in order to support each other, whether it's man or woman, yeah, it works both ways.
Yes.
Vulnerability also works both ways, as what you pointed out earlier. We have to allow that space and those expressions to come out.
Yes.
Yeah, and that encouragement and of that. So when
Beautiful.
we respond in a negative way, like I've done before, okay, like in my family, I have a teenage son. So of course, me, come sometimes, I we do, like, no, if we are not aware, we're not conscious, we can get into that, get sucked back,
Into the
stuck
loop.
into, yeah, into that normal thing where, we come as a Chinese father, authoritarian, you is my way or the highway kind of thing. And that's where the communication fails. No,
Exactly.
I've had my episodes, and let me tell you this. Last week, I just apologized to my son, or was it a few days ago? Because I
Wow.
went into a kind of thing, huh? and after that I felt I was wrong, you know, and I apologized to him, and it's fine. It's fine, you know, it's really fine, because at that point I felt that I had to like do it to balance up, to rebalance the energies of the family, or else
Beautiful.
this thing will keep on hanging and will be very imbalanced. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
So,
that's
Chong, as we are speaking, I have a lot of comments over here. I believe, Vivian, we have kind of like answered your question. How can we get men to share more openly? And I believe encouragement and creating that safe space and open heart to listen is one of the key, like what Chong have shared. And Alicia also said, "Wow, the new thing I learned yin and yang in human body." And Alicia said as well, be the authentic self to get support and also supporting each other with spouse and any others. And we have trailing over here. You are absolutely right, Christina. Shoot is akin to imposing one's rules and belief onto another. Yeah. So you know what, Chong, as you were sharing, right, and I actually took the opportunity to reiterate and to emphasize the importance that we are not here to correct anyone. We are here to discuss being vulnerable. Is it true? Is it true that it's only to certain gender? Is it true that men are not supposed to be vulnerable? But you know, actually being vulnerable for a man, it kind of like, and being open heart and mind to share and express, it kind of mend your relationship in the family. And this is what we also wish to bring it out to the audience and to all the public over the world or globally, because Body Mind Soul is also quite is moving forward to a global platform as well. So I have one more question, right? A lot of time, there are some perception where, you know, when the men show themselves vulnerable, it's equivalent that they are running away from their responsibility. It's like when something is being put on a man to do or to execute per se. Yeah, just give a situation. And if they actually voice out that they can't do it, or they just say that they have no confidence, then perhaps the society will say you just don't want to take up the responsibility of doing it. You know, so Chong, what is your view on this? Is it true that when men showing their vulnerability is actually equal to running away from responsibilities?
I wouldn't put it that way, you know. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't put it that way, because vulnerability and responsibility are, it does vulnerability does not affect, they're mutually exclusive in a sense that the expression of our vulnerability does not affect our carrying out our responsibility. um Now, I come back to my own experience. Yeah, as much as I can, I practice expressing vulnerability, you know.
True.
At the same time, I know I'm responsible for certain things, and as I mentioned earlier, if I can't do it, you know, then I'll have to seek out, I have to co-op other people, support, whether it's my wife in my family, yeah, or at my work, my colleagues, you know, my team. So this is quite natural, like I said. This is a given, because I can't do everything. You know, if I can do everything, then no, I wouldn't be just strong.
Chong,
Huh?
maybe I change
It's,
it. I change it a
yeah,
little bit. The question,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Will it be in another way of looking at this, vulnerable and responsible, right? Vulnerability and responsibilities. Will you say that, you know, being authentic is that being vulnerable is actually being honest and authentic? Do you
Uh,
agree on that? Right.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
So
like what I
if
said. Yeah.
being vulnerable is equivalent to being honest and authentic, meaning do we also have the same view that you are actually being responsible towards your own emotions, and therefore your emotions will also in the end leads to your action?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, because we always see being vulnerable as a weakness, which is not. It is actually a strength. That's how we opened up. How you opened up just now in this session.
Mm.
Being responsible is, well, everybody agrees that's a strength. Okay,
Yes.
but not escaping from responsibility, right?
Yes.
Not escaping from responsibility. So in fact, being vulnerable is being, and it's about correcting our, so-called weaknesses. Huh? It's about correcting it. You know, it's just like how I said about, you know, strengthening that weakness inside, correcting
Yeah,
that weakness. It's the same with responsibility. If we feel that we cannot do something, right? Now, instead of running away from it, admit it, be authentic about it, be honest about it, admit it, and correct it.
true.
Because at the end of the day, not being able to do something is, in a sense, being vulnerable, right? If let's say
Mm.
I cannot take care of my family, yeah, let's say I as a father or as a head of so-called head, I wouldn't call myself a head. I'm just saying, again, society's expectations, stereotypes, so-called, head of family. If I can't take care of the family, and I'm running away from that responsibility, in fact, I'm being vulnerable. I created a vulnerability in myself, right? Because I'm
Mm.
being vulnerable to my family being, whatever, cannot provide it for. So if I don't care about it, and I have to take care of it, I have to correct myself. I have to work on it.
Mm.
I have to learn ways, whatever is, life is
and
a
and
big,
it's kind of like open yourself to actually learn about yourself in
yes,
another way.
yeah,
Being vulnerable is actually
yes,
allowing ourselves to truly understand ourselves.
yes. We have to
True.
admit to ourselves, am I not okay in this yet? Okay, so I improve. Am I okay in
Okay.
this one? Okay, I'm strong here, so it's fine.
All right.
So I'll just correct it.
Good, good,
Ah,
good sharing. And I really love the way how you actually put it. And I have Alicia here to go back to about you apologizing to your son, right? She's asking any transitional act before to have that courage to apologize. Chong.
I would say, and Alicia, I'll just tell you how I experienced it. So after that so-called
Episode.
issue, yeah, episode. That's a nice way of saying it. After the episode, my son walked away. Yeah, he walked away, went back to his room, and I just sat there. And of course, my wife, didn't take too long to tell me I was wrong. All right, so I was left in my own world. This world, this small world around me, and all those thoughts were coming in. You know, now should I apologize? Should I not apologize? Should I apologize? And in the end, no, the apology thing won, because I'm thinking, this will get nowhere. If 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 I don't move, if it's to change, it's up to me. If
Mm.
I don't move, things will not change. And if it's to change, it's up to me. So I'm taking responsibility for that change, and I correct it. I admit, I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
And it takes a
I,
lot of courage for a father to actually do that.
this is where
But it is,
meditation
but
training
at
comes
the
in.
same time, Chong, it doesn't
Yeah,
applicable when a person truly understand that we are all equal.
yeah, yeah. We
True.
all equal. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I have over here Brian who actually shared
yeah,
with us that I have two boys to learn. I have two boys to learn and teach them to be emotional, balanced in living. Brian, congratulations! They have a father that truly understands as well. And I also have Brian also sharing, for human to evoke further, we shall understand each other regardless what values had been loaded on us for decades. Well, that's truly
yeah.
beautiful, Brian. That's very
Very
beautifully
good,
said.
very good.
Yeah.
Well
And
said.
I also want to understand, Chong, for your journey so far, you did mention that, meditation have kind of like, because of that session or that courses that you went, they start to have visualization practice and actually is meditation. And of course, you read some books. And over the years, how did meditation have helps you to kind of like tame your anger? Because you said you were an anger person. You were I wouldn't want to use the word egoistic, but you were a person that, you would just shout out and up to this point that when you realize something that you have done wrong, you admit it and you apologize to your son, right? So this journey is not something that was turned overnight. It is a journey, right? It is a time phase that has been given to you. And you did mention that meditation helped you. Can I just understand when you talk about, meditation helped you in what sense? How did it help to balance up your emotions in that way?
I'll connect everything together, just on one theme. Now, what meditation does, remember I told about the episode with my son. I just
Yeah.
sat there, and there was this again, that ego, that conscience self, the angel and the devil thing.
Yes.
Apologize, no, apologize, apologize, no, apologize. And in the
Uh-huh.
end, the angel won. So it is that moment, the moment when I catch myself, having this conversation. Now, what do I choose?
Mm.
It's in that silent space, in that silent space of choice, where where I realize that I have to make a choice, and if I make the wrong choice, what are the consequences? Now, meditation has helped me to do that, because meditation, you know, it through years of meditation, or even through one or two sessions, even you will realize that meditation helps us to find that space within, that silent space within ourselves, where we can see things clearer, sharper, and we get a better perspective of our lives and of the moment.
Mm.
You know, and that's when it gives us the opportunity and the space to make the appropriate choice.
Wow.
Yeah.
And as you were sharing, right, I have a viewer here says, Michelle, all daddies should come to listen. Michelle, if all the daddies are not listening, it is still going to be on our platform and replay. And do invite your friends who are father, who are husband, to also listen to the replay, and you still get the gist out of it. And you know what, Chong, I can't believe this is the first time that I'm doing a live talk without any slides, and we have come to nearly the end of the
Oh,
talk. And I believe that there are a lot more that you wish to share. I will just and if all the audience over here, if you have any more question, you can still throw it out to the floor and comment. Chris and me and Chong truly enjoy, seeing all the questions that are being thrown to us and
oh,
being asked, and it's good to actually have this space for us to truly discuss, vulnerability of a man. And I hope all the viewers have actually gained a lot of tips, and also start to understand, especially for women, start to understand the importance of creating that safe space, and importance of listening to your man or your father or your brother, and the importance of women just being the encouragement pillar. And it will encourage your man to open their hearts to share, your father to open their hearts to express his love, and your brother to truly bond with you better and better. It's the same apply to our workspace as well. So I would like to also share with everyone that, if you love what Chong have shared with you, and if you want to understand more about the yin and yang that he briefly touched just now, it's time to actually for us to share with you this. So our brother Chong here, Mr. Chong Ming Guan, is actually conducting Rebalance Your Yin and Yang tomorrow at 1:30 to 3. It's tomorrow, right? 14 June.
yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 1:30 to 3. And yeah, so Chong, would you explain a little bit what can we get from this? Yeah.
Now, I'm going to connect tomorrow's session with today. Now, I will call tomorrow's session the power of vulnerability. You know, vulnerability is actually a power. It's a soft, subtle, silent kind of power. So it's a power in a feminine form, in a female form. Now, and women. I mean, you ladies are actually very good at this, and this is why we guys are paying the bills. Okay, just kidding there. Yeah, just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? It is a power. Yes, vulnerability is a power, and it's a female form of power. So what in tomorrow's session? What you see, because for a lot of people now, even women. I'm not just talking about guys. Even some women, they may not be utilizing this power. So I
Mm,
hope to bring out this power tomorrow, the power of vulnerability, to balance up, the yang part of us, yeah, the yang part of us, because vulnerability is basically yin power. So it's to bring up this power a bit, this power of vulnerability, and to have it balanced so that we can utilize it and it becomes a strength.
Okay, beautiful. So yin and yang, like what Chong have explained to us, yin and yang exists in all of us, whether you are men or women or whatsoever. As long as you are a human, you actually have that yin and yang, masculine and feminine energy within our body. So just scan the QR code or type in the link special to underscore we care for you, and then you can actually register yourself. It's only 88 net. And the normal price is, if I'm not mistaken, is 127, if I'm not mistaken. But now it's only 88 net, and you can experience a session with Chong to actually rebalance your yin and yang. So Chong, I can't believe that it's almost coming to the end. As the editor of the Body Mind Soul magazine since the birth of the magazine, right? Aren't you proud that we have actually come to the volume 24, the latest e-magazine, emerging from storm. So any one of you who are still watching, if you have not heard that, at 3 o'clock we are having a Zoom session with Stacey Lee. It's also the workshop is actually about emerging from the storm, and Stacey will help us to let go as much as our negative patterns that we have and emerge ourselves towards a positive, towards our higher purpose as well, towards our goal, move us closer with our goal. So if you have not heard about it, it's happening at 3 o'clock. You still have chance to register yourself. All you need to do is just purchase this latest volume, because this volume comes with this workshop, which is emerging from the storm, that is worth 180 ringgit. And this digital copy of the magazine is only at 10 ringgit, and you just need to scan the QR code and you will get it, right? And at the same time, I would like to also show everyone, can I go to the next slide, please? The promotions that we are currently running for the magazine, and all you need to do is just get 1 year Positive Living digital magazine, and you will actually get lots of promotions, because in this month we are doing a sharing and caring campaign where you subscribe with us. You subscribe this 1 year Positive Lifestyle together with us, and you get 4 different workshops that is again worth 180 ringgit. At the same time, you will also entitle yourself with a 50% discount voucher. And you know what? Magazine has been very alive, and we have been doing lots of different things. And I'll go to the next slide as well. Chong, you are so excited to see that there are more products coming up, isn't it? We have Positive Living digital magazine in the all the steps, how you should subscribe, and all these are here. At the same time, if you are interested, exclusive collection of love and hope and family and relationship, if you really want to understand holistic parenting, and this is the true exclusive collection that you should really collect. And we have peace and happiness, of course, none other than the wealth and success. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time for us to say goodbye. It was very beautiful, as Chong was talking about all the tips, or I would say steps, and also it's from your own personal experience, right? And how we can actually encourage men to be more open. And as you were sharing, suddenly it was getting darker in the sky, and it started to pour and rain. And now as we are finishing, right, and as we are emerging from the storm, my weather over here also emerged from the storm at the same time. The rain stops and the sun starts to shine as well. So it's a very thank you very much, Sean. It's very beautiful to have you here, and we wish to hear from you more, and we wish to hear from more men, to join us as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone present. Thank you,
Any last
Christina.
conclusion
Thank you.
for you to all the men to be vulnerable?
Just be yourself. Yeah, and don't be afraid to express. Let us, guys, change the world for ourselves and for our families, and for the entire world. But I'd like to say something on Father's Day next week.
Yes.
Can I, Christina?
Yes, please.
Yeah. I would like to have give a message to my father. Yeah, the father whom I was very close to when I was a child, but he's no more here with us, or no more here with me. I'd like to thank him, for giving me all that I have in my life, for being my provider and protector, and for his teaching, and for his love, and for his sharing of his life and energy with me. Thank you, Dad. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chong. Thank you for being
Thank
so
you. Thank you,
openly.
Krishna.
And thank you to all the audience. And we wish you an early happy Father's Day. But don't forget next week, next Saturday, 1:30 to 2:30, we have something more interesting lining up. It's about happiness as well. It's about fun and in conjunction of Father's Day as well. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a very good afternoon. And it was very touching to actually see Chong to express your love towards your father, even though he's no longer here with you. And we encourage all of us here who is watching or who is watching later to also express your love to your father as well. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good Saturday. Goodbye, and we see you soon.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend, everyone. Thank you.